You're listening to the KICK Morning Show with Steve Largent, presented by Priority Pest Control, 92.3 KICK.
8:52, the KICK Morning Show, presented by Priority Pest Control, 887-9322. I almost said earlier that Priority Pest Control is responsible for the content thereof, but they are not, and got a quick text from Uncle Philip. Thank goodness I don't do content, so he doesn't want any part of that world. He's limited responsibility here. Jeff Phillips is our guest. Jeff, the Communications and Outreach Manager for Laborers Local 663. And honored to have him here today. We're talking about Proposition A, right to work. And Jeff, I said it earlier on the show, and you're probably listening when I said it. I have never worked for a union company, nor would I want to feel like I have to join a union. If I go to work for a company, I would like to have an option. So places where I have to join, I don't think I would be comfortable.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, many of our union contractors, they choose to have a contract with the union. They choose to because they believe that they're getting the best trained and the safest workers in the industry. But we require three things of our members. This is all you need to do to join the union. You have to be 18, you have to have a high school diploma or GED, and you have to be drug-free. You have to be able to
meet those three.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And one of the things that I hear so much is, force us to join the union. Well, that's not true. People join unions of their own volition. And that's an absolute, because the truth is the Taft-Hartley Act, which was passed in 1947, forbids forced unionization. It also forbids you from being forced not to join the union. Our members join by choice, and most of the time they join the union, and then we say, okay, here, you can go work for this company, go work for that company, and that's how it works. Nobody's forced to join the union. As I mentioned to you off air, state of Missouri working people, only 9.8% of the people who work for a living in Missouri, hourly wage, are members of the union. If we're forcing people...
Wow.
If we're forcing people to join unions, we're not very good at it.
Okay, so two questions there.
Okay.
One, why is that the perception? Because that's clearly not reality. And two, is there opposite pressure? Maybe I'm not forced to, but am I penalized or abused because I don't?
Well, I would say that, going in, with our union contractors, that if you would like to work for this contractor, we expect you to be a member of the union. Uh-huh. So, if you don't want to do that, there are a lot of fine non-union contractors all over the state of Missouri who would be happy to hire you, I'm sure.
Yep.
Union contractors typically make this choice because they know that they're getting people who are very well trained, because union dues go towards, we have two magnificent training centers in the Kansas City area. And we also do a lot of training in our union hall in Clever, where we teach apprentices and journeymen and journeywomen. We teach them all the skills they will need on the job, and they become certified in all of those skills. In probably most cases with non-union contractors, somebody takes a job and they kind of learn it from other people. We make sure these people are trained both in the classroom with hands-on experience and also on-the-job training. And so we're assuring them with the dues that they're paying that they're getting excellent training. Mm-hmm. And one other great thing about our training program is we have just signed an articulation agreement with Ozarks Technical Community College, where our apprentices, once they complete their apprenticeship training, can take their certificate to OTC, and voila, they're presented with 45 hours of college credit and need only another 18 hours to get their associate's degree. But again, less than 10% of the working people in Missouri are members of unions. They are members of unions because they have chosen to be a member of a union, because they believe that by being a member of a union, they are availing themselves to better pay and better benefits. I mean, one of the great things about being a union laborer is, when we say, okay, you're going to make $22 an hour plus benefits.
Yep.
So $22 an hour means $22 an hour. And so you have your tax withholding, but Your insurance is taken care of.
We're inside at 2 minutes here, and I extended to Jeff an opportunity to come back as many times as we need to fully embrace this issue here. But if what you're saying is true, and I'm not saying you're lying, then why do we need right to work? Why do we need that legislation?
We don't. I mean, really, when you get down to it, we're not asking for anything to change. The way things are working. People who want to join unions can join unions. Basically, it's a matter of fairness. With right to work, what happens is people can join the union and say, hey, I don't want to pay dues, so I'm not going to pay dues, but I expect to get all the benefits. I expect it. Yeah. And it'd be like, with your radio show. People advertise on this show. They like this show. They see a benefit to advertising, and so they do. And they pay for the privilege of advertising. Imagine somebody saying, you know what, that's a good show. I want my message on that show, but I don't want to pay for it. But you have to put my commercial on. Yep. That's basically what we're talking about with right to work.
People want to advertise, but they don't want to pay for it.
Well, but that's not right.
Right.
And that's why right to work is wrong. So we asked that on August 7th, vote no on Proposition A.
About a minute and a half. What else would you like our listeners to consider about Proposition A?
Again, the things that you need to understand. Right to work states have a 50% higher death rate of on the job deaths. Right to work states typically spend about $3,000 less per student on education, and their poverty rates are higher in right to work states than in non-right to work states. I mean, just look at Arkansas, look at Oklahoma, look at Kansas as opposed to Missouri. I think we're doing better than those three states.
Where can listeners go? And what I like doing in this show is giving people facts, not opinion, facts. Where can our listeners go to look at those numbers and see for themselves that kind of information?
You can go to wearemo.org. And also, you can contact me at jphillips@lu663.com, and I'll be happy to direct you to any information that you'd like to have on this.
Would you be willing to come back?
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, we'll set that up. We'll get you back. Again, open door here as many times as it takes to get through this and help our listeners understand and embrace it. 9 o'clock is coming up. ABC News. Brian Kilmeade on the other side. Our show brought to you by Priority Pest Control, 887-9322.